he and his young daughter had a wonderful time catching all the fish in our pond and selling them to the aquarium across the street. Hi guys, welcome back to the Quora Zone. Today reading from What's the Weirdest Thing a Guest Has Done at Your House. Our next post is from Smitra Mishra Al. I must be around 4 or 5. One of my aunt's family was visiting us for a few days. I was happy to think I'll get some perks. Money, of course. Everyone finishes dinner and my fufa, uncle, goes to brush his teeth. I happen to go there for washing my face. Guess what happens? My happiness turns into one of the scariest moments. I saw my uncle taking out all 32 teeth together. Blow it out! And clean it with his brush. I was a little kid. I could think was that he is a devil. I ran as fast as I could. Later, I was told that he wears fake teeth set because he has no teeth left. He scared the hell out of me. He takes out the teeth and cleans that too in the night. I must say, I was a little relieved knowing he isn't a devil. Our next post is from Nosala Jane. I'm writing this as the guest because when I look back, it was weird. I went to visit a friend, and when I walked into his place, it had an odd smell, and he mentioned that he noticed it smelling for the past week, but didn't really think about it. And as we were talking, he mentioned that he had a mouse problem. Well, you probably already guessed it. That it was a dead mouse, and it was in his couch.
Oh, hell no!
My immediate reaction was, we have to throw the couch out, today, before I can sleep, which would have been on the floor next to the couch. So I get into planning mode. Find a couch on Kijiji. Next, get a U-Haul. Carry couch down 3 flights of stairs. Take couch to dump. Can you guys hear that thunder? I swear to God. Okay, you guys definitely should have heard that thunder. Holy crap, man. It was like sunny as hell this morning. Pick up, to our surprise, identical couch at a Kijiji seller's home. Move couch up 3 flights of the stairs. Dead mouse, free home. This was probably the weirdest guest experience I've ever had as a guest, and he probably would say the same. Lol. LOL. Our next post is from Mike Blaz-Sakak. We had some relatives over for the holidays for a while. The visitors included 2 girls, I think they were 13 and 9 at the time. I felt pretty badly for them because I wasn't able to prepare much since I was distracted by the constellation of personal and professional issues I've been facing. More specifically, I wasn't prepared to receive young guests and didn't have much to keep them entertained. My wife didn't help much with the kids directly. Despite the visitors being from her side of the family, she spent most of her time cooking for all of us. It was pretty awkward. While we were eating, the girls went into the bathroom. There was lots of grown-ups talk, and it certainly was understandable that they were bored. I think they also discovered a stash of fancy chocolates and were binging on them. Hey, whatever. Kids are kids. They were in there quite a while, maybe 20 minutes. I asked the parent if he should check on them, and he said they'd be fine. About 6 months after their visit, I noticed an odd smell in that bathroom. My wife and I ended up discovering that the girls had pooped into toilets and tissue papers and hid them throughout the bathroom. The turd bombs were behind pictures pinched against the wall, folded back into towels, and nestily placed into drawers, and fitted in between the decorative cover of the tissue box and the tissue carton itself. We had some cleaning supplies under the sink. A delivery was in the hollow of a paper towel roll. One envelope was behind the drawers in the cabinet box, but not in a drawer. Kids do dumb stuff sometimes, but I can't recall a point in life where I would have conceived such an idea, let alone being compelled to actually execute upon it. How did they do it so? Perhaps they were motivated by my poor hosting. We told the parent who had visited with them about our discovery, and he was indifferent. I guess I'm not sure what I expected, but I expected more than nothing. The apathy of the parent was to me completely representable. Yep. Our next post is from Paul Hannah. We left our house in the care of my wife's cousin for 2 weeks. When we returned, he gleefully told us that he and his young daughter had a wonderful time catching all the fish in our pond and selling them to the aquarium across the street, the very same aquarium that I had bought them from a week before he arrived. First of all, catching the fish like pet fish, so you're terrorizing their pet fish. Secondly, you are selling someone else fish. So then the people would have to then buy the fish again that they literally just bought a week ago. Like, are you mentally okay? Like, who does that? Our next post is from Jerry Jarrans. I had a brother-in-law who exhibited dozens of sociopathic behaviors, but this one takes the cake, so to speak. He was invited with my sister to a Christmas party at my house. My wife, a fantastic baker, had spent the previous week creating wonderful confections, mostly cookies, and then on the day of the event, placed trays of them all around the kitchen, dining, and living rooms. At one point, she pulled me aside and said, "It's really odd, but this one type of cookie keeps disappearing almost as soon as I put them out. Could you keep an eye on a tray of them when I put some more on the table?" "Sure," I said, and positioned myself in an inconspicuous place to spy on the disappearing treats. As you may have guessed from my opening sentence, my brother-in-law had stuffed his pockets full of that particular cookie, and what he couldn't fit, he palmed while walking over the bookcase in the living room, where, pack rat-like, he had stashed a fair supply. I walked over to him, and as discreetly as I could, I told him, "Take the cookies you have. Leave the one in the bookcase. Get the F out of my house, and don't come back until you act like a normal human being." Thankfully, he took my threat seriously and never came back. Haven't seen him in over 40 years. Our next post is from Kevin Ray. Apparently, I was the weird guest. In the mid-80s, my girlfriend and I stayed over at a chemistry professor's home right after Christmas. By the time we got there and settled in, it was past 7 p.m., and neither of us had eaten since 11 a.m., and it was a very light lunch. About 40 minutes later, the wife says, "We should think about dinner." The kitchen was piled with books and papers on the kitchen table. The sink was overloaded with dirty dishes. It looked like a week's worth, and the refrigerator was pretty barren. The wife literally meant we would need to go to the grocery store and shop for dinner. I could not take it. I looked at the freezer and fridge and made a short list of items I would need to make dinner. My girlfriend and her old roommate from college, one of the daughters, and I went to work cleaning the dishes and cooking area. I cleaned and organized the fridge so they could see what they had. Girlfriend and old roommate, one of the daughters, returned. I cooked dinner for everyone, picked a simple recipe so we could eat before 9 p.m. Who even eats after 8 p.m. for dinner? I mean, like, I get it if you're coming home late from work, but you know what, guys? You do you. Completely fine. After dinner, I saw the leftovers and marked them with reheating instructions, and cleaned and put away the dinner dishes. About a month later, the chemistry professor and his wife wanted to know if that strange young man was still dating their daughter's old roommate, my girlfriend. Our next post is from Xavier Thompson. So I was being a normal kid and holding a party in my apartment. This random guy walks up to me holding his school ID and screams, "Stop the party! I am the police!" Nobody really cares and goes back to what they were doing. The guy is mad. He goes over to the counter, picks up a knife, and begins stabbing the cans of beer. He proceeds to pick up the punctured cans and start spraying everyone with beer. "God damn it, dude! You just put a hole in my six-pack, and you think I'm not going to fight back?" My roommates and I drag him over to the bathroom and tell him to stop drenching everyone in our beer. Before we know what is happening, he has picked up the toilet seat lid and begins spinning around with it. Now going to assume he was extremely drunk at this point, and being a fellow teenager, I'm not going to hold him 100% responsible for his actions. However, launching a 5-kilogram porcelain disc into our bathroom door is a bit over the line. Suffice to say, he wasn't invited back for another go. Alright guys, that is all from the Quora Zone today. I hope you guys enjoyed these stories. If you have any relatable stories, let me know in the comments below. Or you can send it to my email, which I can then post onto my channel. If you want some more stories like these ones, don't forget to like and subscribe.